Hello friends, and welcome to Pawan Puri's Pit Stop and to an exciting new video on badminton. And as the title says, today we are going to talk about the YONEX VOLTRIC Lite 25i. Well, most of us know that the YONEX VOLTRIC series means power, strength, attack. So most of the players who are very aggressive and who expect a lot of power into their smashes and shots are the ones who actually opt for the VOLTRIC series. And is this the case with this racket also is something we'll have to find out when we review the racket. So another one from YONEX in the 5U category, which is under the 80 grams mark. And it's not only YONEX, but I think like almost all the companies, all the brands and all the variants of those brands have a few rackets in the 5U category, which is becoming quite a competitive and a popular category. So let us see if if this one also has something to offer like the ones that I reviewed before. There will be two sections, where the first section will be the unboxing and the manufacturer specs, and the second section will be the detail and the in-depth review of the racket. So that was the unboxing, and here we have the bag with us. And as always, all the premium rackets that YONEX provides, the bags are very much similar with 2 to 3 millimeters cushion on both the sides, waterproof, and enough cushioning to protect the racket from minor damages. So finally we have the racket with us. Let me show this to you here. However, I'll show it to you in the images and clips when we move ahead in the video. So now let's see what the manufacturer has to say about the racket. And it says full graphite racket, 10 millimeter longer, VOLTRIC Lite 25i, developed by Japan, made in China. And then it says flexibility is high flex. We'll find out if it is a high flex or a mid flex. That's about it. And it says 30 lbs. Nothing more than that. 5U G4, and here you see the authenticity, the hologram, PBSI logo, and here it says 20 to 30 lbs. We'll find out all the details when we review the racket. And if we talk about the strings, the bed looks at around 22, 23 lbs, not more than that. The basic strings provided by YONEX. And now we'll move on to our second section, which is the in-depth review of the racket. Let's move ahead with the key specifications of the racket. Well, the frame and shaft are made of high modulus graphite, and flexibility, as YONEX say, is high flex, but I tested and I found it to be somewhere between the mid flex and flexible category. Well, weight of the racket is 78 grams, as YONEX say, without the strings and the basic grip provided by YONEX. But here you can see presently with the strings, the racket comes out to be around 85 grams. The length of the racket is 675 millimeters, as you can see here, and that is what YONEX also say. And if we talk about the string tension, the maximum string tension capacity is 30 lbs, and the range starts from 20 lbs to 30 lbs. Well, the balance point of the racket is 297 millimeters towards the head, and the racket is head heavy. It's a truly head heavy racket. Well, the racket is made in China, and the price starts from 2,200 rupees online and offline. And as always, I'll share the latest and discounted links in the description section below. Well, the shaft of the racket is a slim shaft at around 7.1 millimeters, and being a mid flex to flexible, shaft, this definitely is going to give you a better swing, more swing and more power into your smashes. Well, the racket is an aerobox frame and the shape of the racket is isometric. Well, there has nothing been mentioned on the racket if the racket is a head heavy racket or a head light racket, but when you swing it around, you can surely feel that there is a lot of weight on the head. Comparatively, you can just hold it from here, from the bottom, and you can easily feel that there is definitely weight on the head. So the racket is a head heavy racket, and when I was testing, I actually felt that the racket is more towards that mid flex mark rather than being somewhere between the mid flex or the flexible mark. You see here the racket is around 85 grams with the string, so very much significant that the string is around 5 grams. So the racket is 80 grams, which which is almost into that category of 5U. So if we put on those strings and that grip here, the racket should be around 91 or 92 grams as an entire package. Well, when we talk about the balance points of the racket, specifically the lighter ones, this is something point of concern, because if you are going to use this racket for all your purposes, then the balance point needs to be nicely towards the head, and this racket has 297 millimeters, which is comparatively lesser than its competitors. If we talk about the NanoFlare 33i, which has 305 millimeters, Ignite 7 is 304 millimeters, the Astrox 27i has around 301 millimeters. So it is a matter of millimeters, but that does matter when you're actually counting precision on court, where you're calculating your smashes, your drops, your shots in millimeters. And not to forget that the NanoFlare 33i and the Ignite 7 are 670 millimeters in length, which means they are 5 millimeters shorter than this racket. And if there's anything that you like about the video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share, comment and the bell icon. Now coming on to performance, which is one of the most integral parts of racket. See, I've tried to play almost all sorts of shots, and the most impressive ones were the ones close to the net. There's a lot of accuracy. Then the center court, where your defense mechanism activates, perfect. It works very nicely. Even if I talk about the third line clears or the smashes, they're very impressive. But when you have played with rackets which have a higher or better balance point towards the head than this racket, then definitely you feel that this has little less performance as compared to those rackets. But as an individual, if you have not played with rackets which have higher balance points than the one that this racket has, then you will love this racket. And on the other hand, the stroke making is very decent.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Well, talking about the third line clear or the smashes from the third line to the opponent's third line, I felt if you have adequate power, then this racket does its job. But if you are a player who is more into those head heavy rackets and you want the balance point to be more than 300 millimeters at any cost, then probably this might not be for you. But if you are talking about the overall performance of the racket, I would say it passes with flying colors. So if we talk about the sort of players who should opt for this racket, see, first consider the entire package. 675 millimeters of length, head heavy, 297 millimeters is the balance point, slim shaft, somewhere mid flex to flex, which is pretty reasonable for those accurate smashes. So the entire package is nicely balanced. But not to forget that the recent rackets, the NanoFlare 33i with 305 millimeters of balance point towards the head and Ignite 7 with 304 millimeters are actually 5 millimeters shorter than this racket. So those 5 millimeters are sort of adjusted to balance this racket to suit all sorts of games. And we all know that the longer the racket, the better the lever system, which means you have a higher swing angle, which generates more power into those smashes. Having said that, the racket is suitable for singles and doubles both. So my final verdict and the graph looks like this, where power is 8, performance is 8.1, third line clear is 7.9, control 8.4, and durability is 8.1. Well, that is my experience, and I'm sure you have your own experiences, so do share in the comment section. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, watch healthy videos, stay away from corona, and have a great day.